Everything is scattered and messy. Even the bed is covered with books and papers. Breakfast is lying on one corner of the table. A girl is sitting on a chair. Her hair is disheveled and she is scratching her head with a pen. This math problem was solved by the teacher in class. I just can't remember it, no matter how hard I try. What do I do now? Suddenly Wine's phone rings. She answered the call. From the other hand, Jason, I messaged you a while ago. Why aren't you replying? Wyan, I'm a bit busy. I have a math exam tomorrow and I'm having some trouble with it. Let's talk tomorrow on the way to university. Jason, alright, no problem. I will drive you to the university tomorrow and we can talk on the way. Wyan, see you tomorrow, baby. Love you. Jason, love you too. Bye. They ended the call. Suddenly, Wyan's mom called out to her. Wyan's mom, Wyan, have you eaten? Wyan, not yet. I will eat now. Wyan's mother entered her room and saw that it was completely messy. She scolded Wyan and said, Why is your room such a mess? Clean everything up and eat your food. Wyan nervously smiled and said, I am cleaning it up now and I will eat now too. Wyan's mom, Alright, finish everything. I am leaving now. Wyan quickly finished her breakfast and called one of her friends. Wyan, Jisoo, I am messing up everything. I can't remember anything. If Mr. Jeon finds out I got such low marks in the exam, he will scold me a lot in front of the whole class, Wyan said in frustration. Jisoo, how do you remember anything? You are always lost in dreamland with your boyfriend. When the teacher gives a lecture, you are busy in your fantasy world. Jisoo, laugh. Wyan blush and laugh. Wyan, not at all. I don't do that. Jisoo, we all can see how you keep smiling to yourself during the whole class. Wyan, hey, I told you I don't do that. Now stop saying these things and help me with this math problem. Wyan tried to change the topic. Jisoo, okay, I will explain it before the exam starts. Anyway, what's going on with your relationship? When you are going to tell your family? Wyan, very soon, but I am worried whether my family will accept it. They are really strict. Jisoo, don't worry, Jason is really a good guy and he will be able to get along with your family, so stop stressing. Once our exams are over, you two should inform your families. Wyan, yes, I'm thinking the same and I won't delay anymore. I will tell them soon. Jisoo, alright, see you tomorrow after the exam. Let's hang out then. I will hang up now. Wyan, okay, bye. They ended the call. Morning had already arrived. Birds were creeping. The weather felt very cold, as if it had just rained, and indeed it had, which is why the morning air was so chilly. Wyan woke up, looking at the clock. She remembered she had an exam today. She hurriedly got ready. Wyan ran downstairs and saw her mother calling her with food. She quickly took some bread in her mouth and rushed outside, only to see a car standing there. Wyan got scared. From the car, Jason stepped out. Wyan quickly looked around nervously and saw no one was nearby. She sighed in relief and ran over to Jason. Wyan, you should have parked a bit further ahead, then no one would have seen you, Wyan said in a panicked voice. Jason, what's there to be afraid of? I'm your boyfriend. Soon your family will know about us anyway. Wyan, they all know when the time is right. Just don't show up like this in front of the house. Seeing Wyan's anxious face, Jason could not hold back his laughter. Wyan got angry seeing his laugh and lightly slapped his hand. Wyan, enough. What's so funny about this? Jason, you look really cute when you are angry. Your cheeks turn red. Feels like sweet potatoes. Make me want to eat them. Wyan blushed and said, enough, already we're getting late. Drive. Jason laughed and pinched her cheek. They started on their way to the university. They arrived in front of the university. Wyan quickly ran towards the classroom. There was no one around. Without looking anywhere, she was about to enter the room when she bumped into someone. Everything fell and scattered. Wyan turned angrily toward the person and saw it was Mr. Jeon. She got scared and bowed her head to apologize. Jungkook looked at her angrily. Jungkook, you are in such a rush. Can't you look around before running? Wyan stood frozen. Then Jungkook said, go, sit in the class. Wine entered the classroom and saw Jisoo and Hansel were sitting and waiting for her. She quietly sat in an empty spot. Jungkook entered the room and handed out the question paper. Everyone started writing. After a while, Jungkook noticed Wine was whispering something to the person next to her. He got angry and told her to stand up and come sit in the front. Wine walked to the front and sat down. The exam ended. Everyone handed their answer sheets and left the room. Wine also handed her paper and was about to leave when Jungkook scolded her and saying not to talk during the exam again. Wine lowered her head and left the room. Outside, she saw her friend standing there. Wine came out of class and saw her friends laughing at her. She was a bit annoyed. Wine, this happened because of you all. Mr. Jeon noticed me. If you had just told me, I would have been careful. I would not have had to sit at the front. Hansel and Jisoo started laughing, and Hansel placed a hand on Wine's shoulder. Hansel, I was signaling you. Didn't you see? Wine, no, I was trying to solve the math last night, and that exact one come in the exam. Wine began to fake cry and sniffling. Jisoo, I told you to come early. Why didn't you? Wine, I woke up late. In the rush to get here, I accidentally bumped into Mr. Jeon. Hansel, alright, let it go. What's done is done. Let's go to the cafe. Wine still sniffling and went with them to the cafe. It's evening. When Wine got home, she saw her father sitting and went behind to hug him. Her father looked at her. Wine's dad, how was the exam, sweetheart? Wine gave a fake smile. Wine's mother came. Wine, it went really well. Wine's mom, come to eat in a little while. Wine went to her room, changed her clothes and freshened up. Night fell. It was completely silent, no sound at all. Suddenly Wine's phone rang. She picked it up. Jason, on the other side, have you fallen asleep? Wine, no, not yet. What about you? Jason, laying down. Work was hectic today. So many meetings at the office. I am really tired. Wine, you are taking so much stress. Try to rest a little. Jason, work is necessary. I need to marry you. I am doing all this for you. Wine's ears turned red in shyness and her cheeks flushed. Wine, yes, that's true. Jason, after your exams are over, I will send a marriage proposal to your home. Wine, have you told your family? Jason, yes, I have. They are very happy and eager to meet you. Hearing this, Wine felt very happy. Wine, then do send the proposal to my house. Jason, yes, but first finish your second year exams. Wine, alright. Jason, it's late now. Get some sleep. Wine, yes, good night, love you. Jason laughed and said, love you too. With that, he ended the call. Wine rolled over on the bed in happiness. She could not sleep, but after staying awake for a long time, she finally drifted to sleep. Tomorrow is the last exam. Lately, Wine noticed something strange. She hadn't got her period last several days. She grew very anxious, especially as she started experiencing morning sickness. Terrified, she secretly bought a pregnancy test kit. After taking the test, Wine saw two lines. She felt a mix of emotions. On one hand, she was happy. On the other hand, she began to worry. Would Jason accept their child? What if he asked her to have an abortion? But Wine wanted to keep the baby, even if Jason said no. She placed her hand on her belly and thought, what will happen if her parents find out? How would she convince them? That night, Wine lay in bed with her hand on her belly, thinking about all this, and eventually fell asleep. In the morning, she got ready and left for university. She saw Jason waiting for her. He looked very happy. Jason, after the exam, let's go somewhere. Wine didn't say anything. She was very quiet, lost in thought about whether or not she should tell him about the baby. Jason talked the whole way, but Wine remained silent, just listening. They arrived at the university. Wine went to class and silently took her seat. Afterwards, her friends were chatting and laughing, but Wine didn't join in. She just listened quietly. Hansel, what's wrong? Why are you so quiet? Wine didn't answer. She just nodded and smiled slightly. When Wine left the campus, she saw Jason waiting outside. Wine got into the car and saw a big bouquet of red roses placed inside. She was overjoyed. Wine, are these for me? Jason, who else would be for? They are all for you, baby. Wine was overjoyed and hugged Jason. She kissed Jason on the lips, and Jason kissed her back. At that very moment, Wine forgot about that child. Jason then gently blindfolded her. Wine, why are you blindfolding me? Jason, you will understand soon. Just stay quiet for now. Come with me and don't say anything while I am driving. Wine feeling very excited and replied, all right. After a while, Jason stopped the car at a place and got out, held Wine's hand and helped her out of the car. Then slowly he removed the blindfold from her eyes. Wine slowly opened her eyes and saw the place beautifully decorated, just like the way she liked. Red roses all around, candles flickering in every corner. The decorations were done in black fabric, giving it a dreamy, elegant vibe. Wine stood there in awe, surprised and overjoyed. Jason held her hand and guided her to the center. Suddenly Jason got down on one knee. Jason, the moment I first saw you, my heart skipped a beat. Everything around me seemed to be slowed down. My mind keeps saying just one thing, that I want you as my life partner. Then I proposed to you and you accepted. The more time I spent with you, the deeper my love for you grew. I never imagined I would be so emotionally attached to someone. I don't want any distance between us. Jason, I want to marry you. Will you marry me? Once I filled with tears of joy. Wyan, yes, I will. Jason took out a ring from his pocket and slipped it onto her finger. Suddenly fireworks began to light up the sky. Jason stood up, held both of Yoan's hands and kissed on her forehead. At that moment, Wine remembered the baby. She gently took Jason's hand and placed it on her belly. Jason looked confused. Wine, I'm pregnant. Everything went quiet for a second. Jason just stared at her. Jason, is this true, Wyan? Why nervously? Yes. Suddenly Jason lifted her in his arm with joy and spun her around, then kissed her on the lips. Wyan kissed him back deeply. Jason, are you really telling the truth? If you are lying, there is a punishment for that. Wyan, no, I am telling the truth. I tasted last night. Jason, then why didn't you tell me? Wyan, I was scared. I didn't know how you would react, so I kept it to myself. Jason, are you crazy? Why would I be angry? I am going to be a father. This is the wonderful news. I am going to your house tomorrow. Wyan, overjoyed to hear that, and hugged Jason tightly, crying happy tears. Jason gently patted her back to comfort her. That night, Wyan returned home and found her mother extremely angry. Her father was sitting silently beside her. Wyan could not understand why they were upset. She stood at the doorway as both parents stared at her. Suddenly her mother said, Wyan's mom, come here, sit down. Wyan said quietly. Her mother placed the pregnancy kit in front of her. Wyan's mom, is this true? Wyan began to panic but gathered her courage. Wyan, yes, it's true. Without warning, her mother slapped her. Wyan's mom, who is the boy? Wyan, he is my boyfriend. Wyan's mom, tell us about his family. Wyan, he is the son of the owner of Jeon Industries. Wyan's dad, what does the boy do? Wyan, he works in his father's company. Once he proves his capability, he will be promoted to CEO. Wyan's dad, does the boy know about everything? Wyan, yes, he knows everything. Both her parents said together, we want to meet his family. Go to your room now and tell him that we expect to meet them tomorrow. Wyan went to her room and called Jason to tell him everything. Jason said he would bring his parent over the next day. Wyan sighed in relief, but she could not sleep that night. She stayed awake, lost in thoughts all night long. Wang's family came to a family restaurant. She was standing downstairs. Her parents had gone upstairs. Jeon's family was already seated upstairs. Wang was wondering whether she should go up or not. Wang was feeling very anxious. Without looking, she started walking and suddenly bumped into someone and fell down. Looking up, she saw a little girl staring at her with puffed cheeks. The girl said, "Can't you see?" Seeing the girl's puffed up face, Wine thought, "How cute." She got up, pinched the girl's cheek. "Wine, yes, I can see, but I didn't see you because you are so teeny." The little girl got angry and replied, "I am not small at all." The girl was about to say more when suddenly a voice came from behind. Wine turned around and saw Mr. Jeon. She stood there looking at him as Mr. Jeon walked up and picked up the little girl. "Jungkook, where did you run off to? Didn't I tell you not to run around in unfamiliar places? What if you got lost?" He kissed her on the cheek. The girl cutely replied, "How can I get lost? You always keep an eye on me." Jungkook smiled and kissed her again. Then he noticed Wine standing in front of them. "Jungkook, what are you doing here?" "Wine, I came here with my family." "Jungkook, oh, I see." Wine suddenly remembered everyone was waiting upstairs for her. She hurriedly bowed to Jungkook and left. When Wine go upstairs, she saw everyone waiting for her. She sat down a bit embarrassed. In another area, Jason's parents and her own parents were talking. They were sitting separately. Suddenly Wine saw Hansel sitting with Jason's parents. She gestured, "What are you doing here?" Hansel gestures back, "My in-laws." Wine was surprised. She then noticed Jason sitting nearby. She looked at him with teary eye and Jason signaled her not to worry. After a while, both of their parents came and sat next to them. Jason's mom, "I have no issues. Since Jason's love your daughter, I fully trust his choice. Besides, I don't have a daughter. My elder son is married and his wife is like a daughter to me. I would have been happier to have another daughter in the house." Wine's parents sighed in relief. Wine's dad, "We have no objection either. Since our daughter has chosen him, we won't say anything more." Jason's dad, "And the biggest news is I am going to be a grandfather again." Everyone loved Jason's and Wine sighed in relief and exchanged shy smiles. Jason's dad, "My elder son and granddaughter are on their way." Wine's mom, "But they haven't arrived yet." Jason's mom, "Yes, my granddaughter went to the restroom. Her dad took her. She doesn't want to go anywhere without him." Just then, a little girl came over to Jason's mom. Seeing her, Wine recognized the child and realized Jungkook was Jason's elder brother. At that moment, Jungkook arrived and sat down. Wyan had never seen Jungkook so cheerful at the university, and the biggest shocking, Jungkook was Hanseol's husband. Why hadn't Hanseol told them? Wyan was thinking all this when the waiters came and started serving food. Everyone ate and discussed wedding plans. Hanseol suddenly said, "I will take full responsibility of Wyan's wedding shopping. After all, we are friends. We will shop together." Josie, "I will come too." Jungkook, "Yes, of course. You are the chief guest after all." Everyone laughed, including Jungkook. He picked up Josie in his arm. They continued the wedding discussions. Wyan pulled Hansel aside. "Wyan, how is this possible? Mr. Jeon is your husband and you never told us. You even have a baby. You never showed her." Hansel, calm down. "Well, we never that close at university. Maybe you never noticed. I did mention I had a baby, just never showed her." Wyan, That's true." Hansil, anyway, now you know. Let's talk wedding shopping later. I'm heading off. She went to Jungkook, who was carrying Josie. She held his hand, and Jungkook kissed her on the forehead. They got into the car. Wine was staring and shocked at the sight of Jungkook she had never seen. Suddenly someone placed a hand on her shoulder. She jumped and turned around. Seeing Jason made her so happy she hugged him. Jason kissed her forehead. Jason, didn't I tell you I would get the family's approval? Now it's just a matter of time. Soon you will be Mrs. Jeon. Hearing Mrs. Jeon, Wine blushed and hid her face in Jason's chest. He loved seeing her shyness. That night, Wine and Hanseol discussed wedding shopping. Next week, they would begin preparations because the wedding was next month. Jason and Wine were very excited. Wine placed her hand on her belly and fell asleep on her side. Jason, Hanseol and Josie went shopping together for the wedding. Wine was trying on many wedding dresses, but she didn't like any of them. Jason, try this one. It's the last one. I'm sure you will like it. A little while later, Wine came out wearing that dress. Jason stared at her, completely mesmerized, as if he could not blink. Jason, you look absolutely beautiful. Wine, this dress is so pretty. I will take this one. Meanwhile, Josie came out wearing a white bridesmaid dress. She looked just like a fairy. Josie, how do I look? Jason, just like a little princess. Josie clapped her hands joyfully. Jason and Hanseol also bought their outfits. After everyone finished shopping, they went to a restaurant to eat. 2 days later, it was raining heavily and the roads had become extremely slippery. Because of the downpour, nothing was visible ahead. Driving in the darkness of night through the heavy rain had become very difficult for Jason. Hanseol was with him. They had some work to run outside. On their way back, they noticed how intense the rain had become. As it was getting very late, they decided to drive home. Suddenly, a truck appeared right in front of their car. It was speeding. Jason tried his best, but the truck had come too close. Before he could react, the truck crashed into their car with tremendous force. Jason blinked and looked around. He saw Hanseol's entire body covered in blood. Jason tried to move towards Hanseol, but he could not. He felt like all the bones in his body were broken. He called out to Hanseol, but no sound came from his mouth. He tried to look for his phone, but he didn't have the strength to move his hand. Slowly, everything faded into darkness.